What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Media Space Podcast, a podcast brought to you in part by Mediaspace Inc., an advertising and marketing and brand strategy agency, and Biketlo FM 104.0 megahertz. If you want to listen live to this podcast next time, go to www.biketlofm.co.ls or go check out everything that we have on the pod on www.mediaspaceinc.com. That's www.biketlofm.co.ls and www.mediaspaceinc.com. Yes, that out of the way. What is up, guys? Welcome to the pod. It's the Media Space Podcast, and today it's the boys podcast. I don't know why I'm calling it the boys, because we have the ladies in the as part of the podcast too. But today it is just Father's Day, and and everybody is on board, and we're just gonna have a conversation as per the last 3 episodes that we had, and maybe talk about what we have learned throughout the podcasts, the episodes. From episode 1 we had Mr. Tumelo Matasa, and then episode 2 we had Mr. Lungile Matutwani, and then the last podcast which was pretty spiritual, which was really a curveball, we had Adrian. And it's really exciting, really. And yeah, I'm trying to have a radio voice like Mr. BK, so pardon me for dipping in my voice. You know what I mean? What's up, Mr. BK? How you feeling?
We good, brother. We good. We here. We here.
Yeah. Yeah, really. We just having a conversation. The difference is that there's a camera and there are microphones in front of us. Let's just talk and do the talking. And welcome to the pod. If you're new, smash the like button, the notification bell, and the subscribe button so that you know every Monday when we publish every episode. Yeah. That's it. And do go ahead and interact with us on our social media platforms, and we will check it out and mention and shout out on the pod.
Mm-hmm. Call Adrian for the ad-libs.
I gotta tell you, I had a conversation with her, like, dude, that sounds a bit sus. Like,
sus, bro. It was hella sus. It was really sus. And funny. It was funny, but
I
very
loved
sus.
it. I loved it, but I'm like, that's your choice. You know, but we actually have the recordings, right? So we can actually have those episodes, those ad-libs on the podcast. Like when we click something here, like it's like, yeah. If you haven't seen the episode, you gotta go check it out. It's on our social media platforms. We had Adrian. It was really fun.
Yeah, that one was dope. It was unexpected as well.
Actually, I was like, the dude is from the military.
Yeah.
Because he's from the military, it's a curveball that he says he has those ad-libs and as part of his arsenal. I'm like, yo.
You don't expect it.
You don't
expect it. We didn't see it coming.
Bro, what did you have in mind hearing his ad-libs, the past episode?
Kind of surprising, I can say that. Let me tell you, one thing I've learned from all the guests we have on CEO for the past
3 episodes.
3 episodes, yeah, right. They always have something on it.
They always throw something like a curveball all the time.
Yeah.
So listen, I was kind of wondering if will we be able to maintain that, because we get to see we have someone here. We have the kind of what can I say? We have the reason for him being here in the
yeah, because he's a superstar and a gold class.
And only to find that wait a minute, there is something beyond that.
all the time. The time.
Believe me, it was kind of tricky, because you get to see that. You get that excitement when
he reveals something.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought that I can do
this. You're gonna surprise us now, because you're a podcaster too. You create content and then you're a podcaster. Yes, guys. Yes, we have it clear. So go ahead and sponsor the pod, and we'll mention you.
Yeah,
That's a big deal, though.
Yeah. I think what's dope about the whole thing, the experience with everyone, is when you get like having conversations like this is whereby you get to meet the person beyond the image.
Yeah.
For example, Tumelo, we know the image. I knew just the image that is Tumelo Matasa on the socials. But then when you're sitting down with him and actually talking to him
so
as
awesome.
as a human being. I know right now he's not on social media.
Yeah,
he did say he's going to take some time off so that he focuses more on his work. But then that real person that is Tumelo, that authentic person, this is definitely more interesting. That is what I'm saying. Adrian as well. That authentic person that he is, even after the like it was sus. I'm still agreeing to that, but then it was also it throws you off. But at the same time, when you get used to it, you're like, okay, this guy is different in his own way. Yeah,
Bro.
And one thing I realized about
Oh yeah, we didn't introduce you. We have Mr. Mashobane, do follow me. Mr. BK, do follow him. We have Nito at _ Mokhele, do follow him. And then we have Lou Shrank.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. Tell me, how do I call you? Do I call you with your stage name, Lou Shrank, or do I call you Victor Motiba with the man behind the brand, Lou Shrank?
Oh, yeah, it's a bit tricky.
Because you want both brands to work. Lou Shrank to work, and then Victor to work.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for interrupting you. Continue, bro.
Oh yeah. What I was saying was one thing I took the liberty of viewing the 3 episodes, right? And of all 3, Mr. Masas, very, very humble, confident but humble. Others confident and you know it.
Yeah.
And he's the only person who told us we can actually get it right, and we did.
Yeah. You could see the corporate side of him. One thing I've learned is that there's a difference between a corporate person and the artistic person, right? Artistic, I mean the one who, maybe
The man behind the brand.
who's in entertainment, maybe photographer, the list goes on. So one thing I've learned about Mr. Masas is that you could say he's the corporate person. He's very, very
Professional.
Is he uptight though?
I wouldn't say that.
Because I'm knowing him personally beyond the podcast, there's a lot of things he threw at me. I'm like, yeah, but that's not the brand I know. Because here's the thing. Like BK said, we forget that people are humans beyond, we forget that, yes, I'm a professional. I deliver a certain service. I represent a certain brand. I do A, B, C, and D, and I'm a professional in this space. But beyond that image that I do sell to the public, I am a human being.
Yeah.
I am going to make mistakes. I am going to communicate certain values that are not in line with the brand. Yes, it's important to be consistent with the brand that you sell to the people. But beyond that, I still do have to be a person. For instance, I was on a radio interview on a certain radio station in Lesotho, a very big radio station, by the way. And then after the interview that I had, I started getting feedback on my phone. Hey, wait. I heard a person, I know the voice. Is that you? That's a different person. I'm like, look, yes, we have a person on stage who does this amazing thing, who sells this product, service, and everything. And then at the end of the day, like you said, we are going to have the real person we interact with each and every day that we have to connect with. And that's something that maybe that's one of the reasons why the Media Space podcast exists. Because yes, we have a professional who's going to teach us stuff on the pod, who's going to let us know this is the way you can go, this is the way you can avoid going. But at the same time, you are a human, you are allowed to interact with people a certain way.
Yeah. Yeah, and what's fire about that is this. If you realize something, we are all characters. Yeah. For example, the question that you asked him, should we use his stage name or should we use his real name? Does that person that you really are when you're standing in front of the mirror, who knows all your secrets? That
Who
is
knows the you when you're down
Yeah,
bad.
that they're saying that's the real you. That's like that real you. And then there's that person that you bring out when you're with your family. And then there's also that person you bring out when you're with your friends and coworkers. And then lastly, there's that person that you bring out.
We need effects on the pod. Like,
you understand? You understand? So we're all playing characters here. We're all playing different types of characters, and we're supposed to step into those spaces every time when we enter different. You understand?
I want to understand what you mean by that, because I think I do understand. But let's say I have a question. Do I have a different character when I'm? Look, it's funny. I want to make sure that I understand the question that I'm asking.
Okay.
If I go to church, I play a different character. If I'm on the pod, I'm a different character. If I'm on stage speaking, doing a keynote, I'm a different person. If I'm at the office, I have the team, and we have to deliver something, let's say a project to a client, I'm a different person. And the same sentiment, now we are reaching a deadline, maybe the deadline is tomorrow, I'm a different person. What do you mean we are all playing a character? I want you to actually put a stamp on that for a person who just doesn't understand what we mean. We are all playing a character.
Okay.
Because, for instance, when you go on a job interview, and then they ask you, tell us about yourself, you're not gonna say, I'm that guy you meet, blah blah. But you're gonna be like, for instance, I was attending an interview with Mandela Washington Fellowship, and they asked me, hey, tell us about yourself. It's really funny because I didn't say my name is, I was like, my name is Mashobane Rapelang. I create effective strategies, powerful identities, and memorable experiences that connect people and brands they love in the real world. And they were like, whoa, is that what you tell people every day when they say tell us about yourself? I'm like, well, I didn't know if we were in the interview or we were just introducing ourselves. You know, so yes, you do make a point when you say we are all playing a character all the time.
And answering your question, because you are asking a question, right? For me to like basically clarify it. I know you beyond media space. Right? We met in school, Lemkongwen University of Technology. And when I met you, you were younger than you are today. I won't say naive, but then you had different experiences.
The young me.
Yeah, exactly. And if I met you at the age that you were in, and that is 18, 19, somewhere there, it means that I don't know the Mashobane Rapelang or Rapela Mashobane that was 4 years old, 7 years old. So you've been building this character and all these characters throughout all those years, right? So until today, he probably knows you better than I do.
Than you,
exactly, because he knows that Rapela who probably
beyond the professional facade.
Exactly. So in every space that you're in, you have to. It's something that has to happen. It's an authentic you, but it's an authentic you that you have to present. Depending on the situation, depending on the...
That's very interesting.
Exactly, depending on the environment, depending on the people that are around. You understand? Right now, you are a CEO. And you're not going to be in that day Rapela. You're not going to be Rapela Mashobane. As a CEO, you're Mr. Mashobane.
You have to deliver.
And
you have to live up to the name.
Exactly. Exactly.
Tapping on that, I think trying to expand on my point in... there's this thing I recognized later, is that for an artist, there's a certain way of portraying yourself, artist and a corporate person. No offense to anyone who was here. All I was trying to emphasize, I think everything that happens is a lesson to almost everyone. It's a matter of which perspective do you view things.
Exactly.
So, as far as the person is concerned here, I would say for Mr. Matsas, right?
Episode 1.
Yeah, he reflected, you could see that the corporate image of a person. We had Mr. Lugile. Yeah. One thing
he's so versatile.
Very exactly.
Bro.
So, apart from that, as an artist or as anyone in entertainment, you need to see that you have the freedom to express yourself.
Yeah.
So that's the basic thing I realized from the three to differentiate also. further elaborating on your point, now from the married man perspective.
Oh, yeah.
He's single. He's not single, guys.
He's not single.
He's not
He's
single.
off the market, by the way. If you like the voice, don't.
Yeah.
Just don't.
So there's me at home. There's me with my guys, and there's me at work.
Yeah.
For you to master,
And you play different characters.
Exactly my point. Because at home you have to be a leader. All people are depending on you. You lead.
You provide.
You set rules, and basically nothing takes without you. Then you are with your guys. Now you don't need to show yourself much. If I'm with Mr. Mashobane,
There are some parts you have to hide about
exactly.
yourself.
You have to show so that others can
Relate with you.
yes.
Huh. So I actually agree with your point then. Because Lou, going back to your point, you're gonna have to change an angle. I don't know.
Let's go.
But he'll shoot you.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying, tell me. I want to understand because now you say I don't know, man, which brand you gotta use. So I want you to tell me when I meet you. Because actually he wears a lot of hats at the media space, because he's in front of the camera. Because he's a brand, he's a rapper, so he represents the brand as a rapper. So he basically is a brand ambassador somehow.
For media space.
Yeah. And then to some degree, he's also the guy behind the brand ambassador. You know, and then he's there in front of the camera at the media space pod. And then he's also there behind the camera, making sure everything works. You know. So I want to understand how is that for you as a multiple? Basically, it's a multi profession. He's like Lungile Matutwane. He's a multiple professions in one brand. So tell me about that. What does that look like for you?
One thing for sure was not easy. It's not easy, but because it's something that I love so much, I don't even feel like I'm doing heavy work like that, you know? Yeah, it's just, to me, it's just being responsible for everything that I know, everything that I can do.
So basically, as a professional, if we expected you to rap, knowing you can rap, you would rap.
Yeah,
and then
definitely.
knowing that you
I
can
would
actually, knowing that you can stand behind the camera and make sure the production goes well, you would too. So it's basically about, to you, it's about responsibility and delivering as per responsibility.
It's about delivery. Yeah.
Wow.
You see?
Okay. I agree with everything you said then.
And funny thing that you mentioned it. There's this thing that I'm not sure that it is funny though. Every time we talk about something ticks in my head, and I remember I was thinking about it. In this generation we are living in, it is very, very key that you don't focus on only on one thing. And the way I view things, I don't view just, okay, we are going to have listeners, probably they are going to have the perspective on whatever we were discussing on the show, right? It goes beyond that. What are we communicating? What are we teaching to the people listening at home? Either kids, young adults, the adults. So one thing I've learned, I'm proud of, is that for the people at home listening, the message we are passing to them is that it is always key to focus on many things.
Basically, be multi-potentialite.
Exactly my point. So it is not only on kids. I think a wake up call to parents, if I can say that, because one of the things I've learned, I'm not sure if I should narrate it as a bad thing, but one thing I've learned about the way our parents viewed us. We are that kind of generation who on most cases you get to see that we are accused of lacking.
Yeah, making a lot of mistakes. We're lazy. Yeah.
But it is good to know that there are certain people out there who are doing the most, and they should be acknowledged. Because I'm sorry to say that before the show, Mr. Masas, I didn't know much about him. It was then after the show that I went to do my
some research.
more research. you would see him popping on your wall, suppose on Facebook or Insta. Then you say, okay, maybe you guys
Another professional.
Yeah. One thing I've learned is that we don't celebrate each other until we see certain trends or
when other people start celebrating the person, you're like,
Exactly.
maybe I should celebrate the person.
Yeah.
You can see the same thing with that is done. I didn't care about his brand until I realized he's actually really good.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, I'm a fan now. You
Is
know,
it-
I'm actually a really big fan now.
is he good though?
Is
Yeah.
he? He
He
is.
is.
No, I'm not saying Mr. Nadistan. I'm
Uh-huh.
saying the way we do things.
Uh-huh.
Is it good?
It isn't really, but I think it is good. Look, the only way you are gonna be recognized for what you do is if people actually know that you do what you say you do. Because, hear me, I think it goes down to marketing, branding, and advertising. Your brand is your brand, but it means nothing if we don't know what it means.
Yeah.
Now it's up to you to tell us, look, we are Media Space, we do marketing, advertising, brand strategy, social media, etc. Now we know. And the more people know, it's the more people actually buy your product. you know.
Exactly.
It brings us back to the video, some cheesy video we made long ago, which says, remember, for you to get if you want to get customers for your products, you need to get products for your customers. Because if you don't they don't know what you sell. But
Exactly.
if you sell what they know, then it's products for your customers, you know. And then it goes down to knowing what you sell, knowing who you are. Now, going back to the point, Anna Distana, I didn't know about his brand. Well, we knew him as Megahertz, the guy who just raps around in the hood, until he took his brand seriously and started doing music that's professional, selling good product. Now it goes down to, you cannot just, marketing and advertising is just elevating whatever already exists. If it's a bad product and you advertise and brand it, you're branding and advertising a bad product. But if it's a good product and you're marketing and advertising it, you are marketing and advertising a good product.
Okay, I think I need to clarify my question. What I wanted to know is it good for our artists or our pioneers or whatever you can say, for us to acknowledge them when they started exporting their services or their skills abroad?
Because
Well, I think I understand the question.
okay,
Because-
I think I understand the
because-
question, and I.
Mr. Masas,
Uh,
like I'm saying, he did much long time ago.
before he was.
Before he was on the show, way before, let's just say 2022. But many people, I bet many people just knew about him after the pod.
Yeah.
yeah,
Why is that? Is it because the content we search for on social media they don't really empower us to know or to improve more on the corporate side of us, or
Yeah.
I think it goes down to, he said he didn't care about being, for
Popular.
instance,
Yeah.
his brand was taking traction. He was actually doing well on these internet platforms. He just decided, I'm gonna dip from the spotlight.
Yeah.
He just decided, and I'm not gonna be found. I actually found a way to reach him, but he did communicate, yes, I don't
want any he doesn't want to be out right now.
Yeah, because I tried calling him with his regular number, and hey man, following up on our personal conversations, business, and then he told me, I couldn't reach him until I found a way to actually know. I saw a post on Facebook, he's like, my time on the spotlight is over. And it was really bold for a person in business to say, look, it's not working out for me, or I'll be back, I'm just gonna dip. It's something that we want to do, but if your business is on the internet, it's not possible. But he just did it anyway because he probably knows what he's doing. So by the way, if you're trying to reach him on the internet, it's probably not gonna work.
Be easy, yeah.
But I think I love what he did because he didn't take down his valuable content. If you still want to learn about certain concepts about business, you can still go to his social media platforms and you will still find valuable content that he does. So I don't think he he still did us justice because content is still there. It's like Naval, Naval.
Who's Neville?
Naval, Navalism, but you don't know Naval.
No.
Naval Revikant.
It's a new word.
Naval Revikant. God, let me just show you. Naval.
Okay. While you're doing that, can I answer this question?
Yeah.
Okay. You are asking. I want to make sure I understand the question, right? You are asking if it's right that we only celebrate people when they're actually making it, and most people are celebrating them, right? Is it fair?
Is it fair for them? Because not celebrating them as
Oh,
such.
okay.
When they
Supporting them.
they started exporting their services where their talent
Okay. It's a good question. Ne? It's a very, very good question. But here's something I realized in the few years that I've been alive.
What do you mean, few years?
There's few decades. I still have over 100 more years to go, guys.
Get him.
So, the way the world works is very unfair. They say it's just, but I don't think it's just. I think it's unfair.
I think it's
More
fair because it's unfair to everyone.
Exactly. But ladies have it better than we do. But I guess maybe
if we had ladies in here, we would have a better conversation.
True,
If they do have it better.
Exactly. I think I'm gonna say this talking about Ndadistan.
Oh, yeah.
And now I knew Ndadistan in high school.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. We were in the same high school. He was a class ahead of me. I only knew him for 1 year. But the person that is Tabelitzi, that's his name, right? I knew Tabelitzi, and then I also got to know Megahertz. Still at school because he was still releasing music while we were still in high school, and then he left. I'm not gonna say we were friends, but
You knew him.
Yes.
Just like I knew Hwedi.
Exactly.
Maveli.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You understand. So after that, we got to experience Megahertz. With songs like Dino Mataba, and that's when you remember,
it was big.
Exactly that's when he was really, really rising as a star. Exactly, right? So, but then here's the thing: usually what we listen to is what's out there. We're listening to what's on Channel O. We're listening to what's on YouTube. We're listening to what's on MTV Base. So if he's not there, it's going to be difficult for us to listen to them, right?
Okay.
Yes. So, and then I realized something. I went to Bloom last year to work there, do something and
Do
learn.
business in
Yes,
Bloom.
it's just doing
South
business
Africa.
and exactly.
Exporting your services too.
Exactly. You understand?
That means you should start celebrating.
Yeah. And then
And now he's on the podcast.
exactly. Here's what I realized. South African Bloemfontein people listen to Ndadistan more than you can imagine. You understand what I mean? We had what Jacob, he was more popular in Lesedi FM and in South Africa than he was in Lesotho. We knew about him, but then we were not actively listening to him. So it's the same thing. So now that he's mainstream, now that everyone is listening, more people are exposed to him. You can't listen to someone until you know about them.
I think we shouldn't, pardon me, I think we shouldn't complain that we engage with people once they export their services.
Yeah.
Because I think it makes sense. I wouldn't argue with it.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Because think about it though. We don't have media. We don't have TV. We don't have radio. We don't have the population. So looking at by that I mean for our international audience, I mean Lesotho, we have 2 million people. A notable number of them are not even in Lesotho. That's one. Two, we have TV. We have one national TV that people barely ever watch.
Unless they are a certain age group.
Unless it's the news.
Yes.
Because saying unless it's the news, it goes down to unless a certain age group, because they care about the news. You know who I'm talking about. The boomers.
Breadwinners.
The ones who tell you I'm watching TV, but they're like this. And then when you grab the remote, they're like, no, I'm watching. I'm watching it. The ones. But back to my point, we cannot say these guys cannot export their services, and because look, Basotho, just like American media, we consume American media, but we are in Africa. Even the UK, they consume American media. Even in Russia, in UK, it's the same concept with local. By local, I mean Lesotho. For us to celebrate them when they go to the neighboring country, South Africa, because they have media, they are well exposed, they are out there. You can be big in Lesotho with 100,000 followers on Twitter and Instagram and all these platforms, but you're gonna be even bigger in South Africa because they have like over 20 million citizens, over 20 million people engaged. So now it's from 100,000 followers to 10 million followers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I think this thing is it's complicated because do you know the song? Oh, Gangnam Style. You know the song, right? Yeah. Did you know that the guy was actually famous? He was already famous in South Korea.
Exactly.
He was already big in South Korea.
He's still big in South Korea. He's still selling.
For one song.
Yes. Not one song. He's still
But
producing
he's
more
that
songs.
Big brand in South Korea.
Yes. So the South Koreans are still supporting him. The guy is still selling out stadiums even today. Still making money. He's still a superstar there than he is around the world. So I think what he's asking is why can't we have the same thing, the same support in our country than
our own hub of offensive administration, because we have our own Morana Harbor.
And he's an nation.
Very far.
They love his work everywhere in the world.
The question would be, is it because we are so used to our culture that even the authentic thing to other people,
the authenticity of our culture sells more to other people than it does to us? Yeah.
But it does make sense though. I don't think people consume UK rap like the rest of the world, because we like the accent, we like how they rap, we like that. So I think, back to your point, people consume. You will be celebrated somewhere else where you're foreign. It's a Sesotho proverb in Africa, and it's true because, like I said, we consume UK rap different from people in UK. We actually love the accent. We don't like the knives and everything. We live that to them.
The sticks.
But we love the way they say words. English girl named Fiona.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And then the way Americans sell the way they say words, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We adopt that because it's foreign to us. It sounds cool,
and we're used to it by
and
now.
now it's no longer cool because now we say mandem and butter.
Yeah.
Because now UK is the new thing.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I think culture is better. You can consume and enjoy culture when it's foreign to you. Yes, think about it though. You wanna like kung fu. You're like, well, that's the cool thing, but to them it's important to the it's. Don't get me wrong. It's important to them because it's their thing. It's cool to consume because it's foreign to us. Looking at people do kung fu, it's like that's so cool, but do it, you're like, nah, it's different. Like you cannot do UK rap better than UK rappers.
Well,
that's my point.
Here's the thing. There was this era where the Tswana culture in Lesotho was celebrated so much.
Yeah, I remember that.
Music.
Yeah. Like the basket. Yeah. There was a time it was big.
I think it still is, or the influence, because we still have people who do Botswana music even in Lesotho.
Yeah.
So I've never been to Botswana. All I was asking myself was that do they really acknowledge that culture like we do? Because as much as people might assume that Lesotho is not that far from Botswana, there are certain things that we don't know about certain countries near us.
Around the world, or near us. Yeah.
Back to my point, we celebrate it because it's foreign to us.
Okay.
They love Sesotho music in Botswana. They love the accordion sound, but it's foreign to them.
I think.
I would like to differ from that.
Yeah.
I had the fortune of being around the Swazis, Eswatini, the Tswanas, Botswana, the South Africans. Because from the South African, I can't talk much because they're quite diverse generation.
Yes.
Quite diverse.
Different sound, different, a lot of things.
Not sounds as such,
But different people, different language.
They offer much on the plate South Africa, unlike us, because in Lesotho we
It's
have
2 languages.
Yeah, we have
3.
4.
Sesotho, Sputi, and English.
So,
you would see that we had the games, and after the games we had that ceremony where all the people who were partaking on the event would, like, should I say vibe? Yeah. And you would see the Tswanas, Batswana, Elebona, who are on the front. You would see their culture even if they are not singing. That's how they live their culture. We live in it.
Like Mexicans in America. You just see it.
Thank you for that. So, I wouldn't blame anyone, but I think it's high time we celebrate our own.
Yeah.
Because
Celebrate Africans.
As much as Utumo Prophet Haba
means you'll be celebrated in foreign land.
We should. I think it's high time.
Yeah.
We have our own.
Tumelo.
We have. Let's start celebrating our own people right now.
And by the way, we Lungile Matutwane, our episode 2 friend of the show, he just released a video, a new video on his YouTube channel. I'm not gonna say the title of the video on this pod, but it's a very insightful and an amazing video.
Let me tell you one thing. It is very funny that now we can make jokes about diamond.
Oh yeah, by the way,
let's go.
I was at Diamond the past Sunday. It's a really amazing vibe. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's called Hear Me Out. The sessions are called Hear Me Out.
No, but
It's hosted by Diamond.
By the way, like I said, back to the point that we were making earlier. Lou Schrenk is part of Diamond. And he's part of the founding fathers of Diamond. And I met him at the Diamond. Back to your point. He's a different person.
When he's there, obviously.
Diamond. So he's that guy. He's that guy.
So, I don't know much about Diamond. Then, I followed them on social media, tapped in different social media.
I think your microphone is not connected.
It is actually.
It is.
It is.
I cannot hear the feedback. I can hear your feedback and his feedback, but I cannot hear yours.
I think it's because of the.
Or you should speak to this side.
Okay.
It's not the same. I cannot hear it, but
so
it's okay.
I took the liberty of checking it on different social media platforms, and I saw those people are changing the generation.
Yeah.
Diamond is going to be the word to go to.
And I wouldn't say that we went focusing on it. I think it is just the preference of each person in this country.
Yeah.
Before we step in this building, you have your own comfort zone. I have mine. I have my own taste of things. Expanding on what, there's this thing I've heard that in China they don't have this much of entertainment
From the outside.
Yeah. And the younger generation, they only, I won't say that they are only, but they are encouraged to consume most content that will improve them, either is the corporate side,
Professional side, school side,
Unlike us, because you would say, one thing I've learned is that, the southern side we are proud of, that we are
we are free.
Not free as such. We are music. To give us entertainment. South Africa, you know that they have Amapiano. They are exporting Amapiano to the nation, such that it is celebrated even
in America. Yeah.
So, the Chinese, they have the TikTok and Leona.
It's different.
No, not it is.
It is different actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's agree to disagree.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It is different. The study has
We're
it
gonna
that
explain it.
Yeah.
They export a different TikTok to the rest of the world than they do with China.
I think, well, from my perspective, I thought that it was just the content you view most appear most on yeah. So
The algorithm.
Thank you, sir. So the algorithm that they is the generation, it is different. I think would I say the preference is still debatable.
Okay.
So the preference, let me put it like that. The preference for a TikTok, the algorithm, it is different from us, because every time you take a mere 17-year-old Masutu, go to his TikTok, what's the first thing you think you'll find on his
Booty, bad booty.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, it's true.
Music.
It's true. Yeah, music. Yeah.
Dancing, music, that's what TikTok is, though.
But we have many things to cover. We have our scientists. They have science projects. Why those science projects they do at school, why can do?
But we look, certain cultures, look, when you do content on the internet, certain cultures, certain demographics have consumed content differently. For instance, saying we have science, we have A, B, C, and D to cover on these platforms is yes, it's true, but at the end of the day, content that you consume will always be the content that appears when you open the app.
Exactly.
That's one. Two, at the same time, you cannot say the content that we consume in Lesotho is going to be the content or the type of genre of content that's consumed in the UK. Saying that the content that's consumed in the UK is the same content that we consume in China, it's different. Yes, and I think we are overlooking, yes, in Asia, people are different. The culture is different. The content they are interested in. From birth, the parents are telling them, you got to be a doctor, you got to be a scientist, you got to be a mathematician, you got to be this, you got to be that. And then it's not that it's different from in other countries, but the way they reward the values of what you got to be when you grow up, the values of education, the values of all these things, it goes down to, we can complain all day and say, look, China, why are you giving us the content that's different from the rest of the world? And then you get the different content from the rest of the world. Look, TikTok is in the business of making money. If this content performs better in Southeast Asia or in China, let's say, and then it doesn't perform well in Africa, it doesn't perform well in America, it doesn't perform well in the UK, then they're going to change it up. They're in the business of making money at the end of the day. Whether it has a negative impact, which is not a good thing, or a positive impact, at the end of the day, they want to give the attention to the advertisers. They are in the business of making money. We can argue and complain all day. TikTok will not bend over to the rules of the modern society because, well, we want to see more science stuff on our algorithm. No, it's not. It's not going to work.
Okay. Am I allowed to be a bit controversial?
Go ahead. Just
Okay.
don't cuss.
I'm not gonna cuss. You know what he's saying? There's a lot of truth in what he's saying when he's
Okay.
saying that in China they only allow their children to watch educational stuff. They watch professional stuff. They watch things about engineering. They watch things about science. They watch things about only those kung fu, like only things that add
Cultural
more.
building.
It's more about adding value to
Okay.
China.
But
Yes,
maybe
yes.
if
Give me
you
a
have
chance.
made your
Give me a
point,
chance. Okay.
I'll come back to you. Okay.
Okay, give me a chance.
Go ahead.
The Chinese, here's what I realized and here's what I've learned. Everything is about power in this world.
Okay.
So, right now we all know that Basotho are Basotho today because of being under colonialism.
Okay.
Colonialism is still happening even today.
That's a curveball. Even from you too.
Yes, colonialism is still happening today.
Okay.
Right? So China, if you pay attention, Chinese are everywhere now.
Yeah.
And Chinese are basically taking over the world, but then in such a way that it seems like they're not.
They're playing the long game.
Exactly, because they're doing it through financing,
Media.
money, right? So the Chinese have to build warriors, strong.
Not physical. Your former how do we say? Yeah, not like they do.
They don't necessarily need to have them Chinese warriors.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'd like to beg to differ because back to my point, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, Elon, thank you. They are all in the business of attention
True.
and making money.
True.
We can have all the values. Look, I think even though it's a small percentage, I still feel like across the world there are parents who force their children to consume valuable content on these platforms. 1, 2, because it's the case in different families. For instance, on my YouTube Shorts, I have the algorithm feeding me content about guns. Because I watched.
That's what you watch.
Yes, because I watched a lot of content about guns. It's very interesting. Content about guns only shows up on YouTube Shorts, and then on YouTube long form content, it's podcasts, it's valuable content. It's about finance, it's about investing, it's about marketing, advertising. And then when I go to Facebook, it's comedy. I see a lot of funny content, not the pranks and stuff, but the stand-up comedians.
Stuff that you watch.
Stuff that I watch. And then on Instagram, this is me exposing myself. On Instagram, I have red pill content. The Andrew Tates, you name them. I have that kind of content because I pay attention to that content. So it's not a cultural conversation.
Okay.
So let's go back. Saying China gives I'm not advocating for China, by the way, or any other side. I'm just making a point that saying China is exporting brain frying content to the rest of the world is barbaric in it itself, because these types of social media platforms are designed to have you consume what you like consuming so that you stay on the platform. Now, because the study has it that children in China consume just valuable content, it's enforced by the parents. It's enforced by the culture. It's enforced by influencers around them. By influencers, I don't mean social media influencers, but I mean people who are influential in their lives. Parents, brothers, sisters, siblings, friends, at school, everywhere they are, everybody is enjoying this type of content. And so it's easier for me to gravitate to that type of content because it sells. Everyone who becomes famous in these spaces who does that type of content becomes big. Back to this point, in the West or everywhere else, when I do stupid content on these platforms, I become famous. So everyone was like, yeah, so I can make money doing that. Everybody starts doing that type of content. So it's really not say just pointing a finger and blaming. It's easy, but we should look back at what do we pay attention to, and where does that attention stem from.
Okay. Okay. I understand what you're saying, but it's still
From a perspective of a social media marketer, I would say that because we pay attention to these platforms because that's where the attention goes.
Okay. I'm going to say this. You can also control the narrative.
How?
Okay. Let's take it in the most simplest way that we can understand. The four of us in here have DSTV at our houses.
I don't.
Okay.
This is me doing the entrepreneur thing. I do have DSTV at home.
You understand? So on DSTV, there's what we call, there's this one for children, where you can have DSTV on the tablet. That is, you can lock certain channels,
parental guidance,
exactly, so that your children can only watch Teletubbies. They can only watch exactly. You understand? That's what China is doing with TikTok,
which is good.
Yes, they're not telling their children to watch certain content only and then letting them have this other content for free, because obviously if the content is there, you're going to watch what's fun.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
They control the narrative by making sure that the other content does not find a way into the phone.
They cannot access it.
Yes. China has their own YouTube. And when I'm saying YouTube, I mean
WeChat? They have everything
that's
on
for
WeChat.
yes, they also have their own WhatsApp, which is
everything app.
WeChat. Yes.
What Elon Musk is trying to build.
Exactly.
Okay.
Elon Musk is also doing the same thing. What he's trying to do is is driving more entrepreneurs to X.
Because now we have Tucker Carlson doing content and interviewing Putin.
Exactly.
In Russia.
Exactly. So you have to understand that in everything that happens around the world is somehow controlled at the top
By power.
Whatever we
Are you
do
saying we have the Matrix?
whatever we do,
the Matrix?
it is the Matrix.
Okay.
Whatever we do in media space,
I agree, but I want people to have a different perspective
exactly
at the same time.
Whatever we do in media space, for example, is usually going to be controlled by where the CEO wants to divert media space to. You understand? Look at what Mr. Beast is doing. A lot of content creators are working with Mr. Beast. They're creating content for Mr. Beast. But if you watch his podcast where he explains how he got where he got, he's the one who's diverting the
whole
direction.
industry.
Exactly. So in the world, every country is controlled by certain people. Some countries are also controlled by other countries. You understand what we mean?
Okay.
So
That's why we would have summit for people to review the certain laws that govern the media.
Lou, you're so quiet on this. Tell me, who
busy
controls
man.
the kind of music you make? Jesus Christ,
I
you're
do.
so quiet.
I control it, but
Would you say
sometimes
influence?
I do want to tap into the sound that's currently
available.
booming.
Yeah.
But what does that look like for you? Because like they said, the Matrix controls what people consume. Now, Amapiano is hot not only in Africa but everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So, do you find your Amapiano UK Trail? Do you find yourself thinking maybe I should write a piano song? Maybe I should write a UK
a lot
Trail
of times.
song?
Yeah.
I actually have one. I actually have one piano song. Bro.
You could play it right now.
Guys,
but
it's not with me.
if it's on Spotify, we cannot play it because they're gonna take down the whole podcast. Like the Media Space podcast will not exist if we play it. But tell us about it, man.
Oh yeah, I think that's new.
Yeah,
Like,
it's actually an old song.
Is it?
Oh, so
I recorded-
you did it before it was hot.
Nah, I think it was around the times when it was really
coming in. Yeah.
Getting hot. I think it was around 2020. Yeah. Then I did it, but I was.
So we out of battery with that camera.
Yeah, I think the main focus is that one for now.
Might as well move it from there and have it on the other side.
While he's still Yo,
Yeah.
I hope this doesn't stop.
Are they both in the frame?
Yeah.
I thought it was still cool.
Okay.
Or should I?
No, it's fine. You can come
I'm
through.
not
Yeah.
worried. I'm not mad. You can start from the side. I'm not mad.
But it's
But
almost-
which microphone are you gonna use?
Yeah, that's too much shifting.
Yeah,
Let's
but
just
this
leave it
light
there.
is going to make the frame look bad. You might as well come this
Leave
side
it
and
there.
we'll help you with
It's
the
fine.
microphone.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fine.
fine.
Let it be.
Oh well.
Let it play out however it plays out.
So it is what it is.
It
That's
is what it is.
So yeah, as an artist, despite the fact that you have your own, I feel like despite the fact that you have your own sound,
And
you
people
can
buy
still
into that sound.
Yeah, you can still try new things. Just explore, do whatever sound you want.
Okay, what sound do you do, and how different has it shifted through the marketplace since you started doing music and today? How different is it?
From the rest of the sound.
Like, for instance, day one,
Yeah.
I'm Lou Shrank. I do this type of music.
Yeah.
And then today, compare it to then and be in between. How has it changed and what influenced it?
Okay, back then, it was really hard to even compose a song. But I had a lot of ideas. I just didn't know how to put them out.
Oh yeah.
So I think the most challenging thing then was getting to actually know what I want to do, what my sound is.
Welcome to business.
And then, as I went through, like along the way, I started seeing that I can do whatever I want to. Actually,
Oh yeah.
I can do whatever I want to, and it could work. It just depends on how I'm gonna give it out to the people.
Right. But I think I don't think I know that I agree with you because you are a brand.
Yeah.
Whatever the brand gives us, we're gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola gives us a beverage. If they change the color to any other, it's still Coca-Cola. We're gonna buy it. So
Zero,
saying you can do whatever you want.
No sugar,
it's
whatever.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, the thing, I'm still basing myself on the sound that's popping right now.
You have a rapper voice.
Because now I have to earn a living too,
Yeah.
And if the sound is booming and
working,
I
do
can actually do it and be comfortable doing it, it means I can use it. It's music. It's music. It's just different experiments on experiments on experiments.
So basically, music is business because you experiment all the time.
Yeah.
I'm out here judging people's voices. Lou has a rapper voice.
Yeah.
Not a typical rapper voice, but a rapper voice. So
Yo.
you should do the
Hardcore
intro
rapper?
next time. Or you should do the outro next time. You should be like, yeah, guys, it's the media space. I don't know how you do it, man.
It's just natural like that, my brother.
Yeah.
I like what you're saying right now about Coca-Cola and Blue Shrank, right? He said that he did an Amapiano song, and that was in
And a
2020.
UK trill song.
Yes, but he's a hip hop artist.
Yeah.
Blue Shrank has a particular sound about him. Right? He creates that party scene type of music, right?
Yeah.
But then you also created music, Amapiano like that. Now comparing that to Coca-Cola has an original Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
It's
Yeah.
red.
Yeah.
It's red, right?
Yeah.
And then they have zero alcohol.
Black.
They also had Tab a long time ago.
Yeah,
Yes.
that failed.
Yeah. Did
But
you know
it-
that Coca-Cola tried to change the recipe a long time ago?
It was a very successful marketing.
It actually
stunt.
failed.
Here's what happened.
Okay.
It actually made people love Coca-Cola more.
The original Coca-Cola, yes.
Because they were like, the new Coke. And people were like, what's this? It's like Bud Light. It's
Yeah.
just like what Bud Light did. Because
Yeah.
I don't think people are going to forgive Bud Light eventually.
Eventually.
But now they endorsed that Mulvaney girl, the guy.
Well, that's what I...
Pese.
Yeah.
Why do you feel so strongly about it?
Because we shouldn't be calling men women, guys. But
women,
okay,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
fine.
No, he shouldn't. But okay, they endorsed Mulvaney, and then people were like, "Yeah, no, we're not buying
Boycott.
your product. We're not buying your product."
Yeah.
And same thing with Coke. It was a marketing stunt that it actually went well. If whoever was behind that brand, that campaign, because they were like, oh yeah, they were trying to compete with Pepsi with taste.
With taste.
And so that's not their brand. They are a happiness brand.
All of yeah. They're selling the-
Experiences.
And it's funny because Pepsi actually tastes better than Coke.
Even today, I actually prefer Pepsi.
Pepsi.
I'm not endorsing.
I'm sorry,
it,
but I prefer
love Coke,
Coke.
bro.
I prefer Coke. They
prefer
blocked
Pepsi.
it. There's no other way.
job.
Yeah. I prefer Coke. I
Okay.
prefer Coke. It's like brands. You see, brands. Here's the thing about brands. You said something about he's a brand. Whatever he sells, people are gonna buy.
gonna buy it, yeah.
I'm gonna beg to differ on that because we're already talking about
I
Coke.
feel so strongly about what I said.
Yeah.
I know it's true.
I think you have the ability to do something controversial and different from you because they say all publicity is good publicity,
Yeah.
right? But then it depends on how you're going to use that publicity, right? Say, for example, right now, as I've created a new brand name, which is Ndate Kopa, right?
Why?
It's a professional name.
Okay,
That's
Mr.
how I
Mashobane,
interact.
etc., okay.
Yes. In my professional work, that's how I
You need
address
to be
myself.
addressed.
Exactly. So say people find out that Ndate Kopa no,
BK.
yes, which is
Kinga
me.
Sensei.
There's also Kenna Sensei, like
so it's brand.
That's still
you
you?
understand? That was me. That was me. right.
I actually told him a story about how you got hacked.
Yeah. But then every time we're basically all just creating brands upon brands upon brands until something hits.
Yeah.
And then when it hits and then it becomes something
You just attach everything to that brand.
towards that actual brand.
So let's say this then. Back to Lou, because I want to make a point that I made, that if you slap a logo and a brand on something, it will sell. But look, Lou Schrank says he's a rapper who does hip hop, and then Amapiano is selling hard. Hip hop is no longer working. He says, okay, I'm taking this brand Lou Schrank, I'm gonna attach it to Amapiano.
Yeah.
Now I have a question. Is it selling because Lou Schrank is doing Amapiano? Or is it selling because Amapiano is done by Lou Schrank? Is it the Amapiano that's selling? Or is it the sound that's attached to Amapiano that's selling? That other way you will answer it. What I'm saying, my point is, I can sell rice. White plastic. I can sell rice, white plastic, no logo, no brand. It will still sell because it's food. But once I start attaching a brand on it, it will sell more than it does if it's just a commodity.
Yes.
So, if anyone comes out of the blue and does, let's say I start doing an Amapiano song, nobody knows me in that space. It's going to do well. So tell me, is it the trend that's working or is it the brand now?
Okay. You want to answer it or
I
should
think
I?
it's both.
Would I?
I think it's
Yeah. Take it.
I think the great example is you can take Casper Nyovest and Reason.
yeah.
Casper is still Casper doing hip hop and Amapiano.
Sure.
We have Reason, who is Sisu Alakai on Amapiano,
Mm.
then Reason on hip hop.
Does Reason still exist? Reason?
I saw him on
yeah.
Rhythm City. That's the last time I saw him.
Bro,
Like, he still uses Reason?
I don't know. I have no
one thing
idea.
okay.
Did he change the brand?
I don't know that much. But,
Okay. There are two different reasons.
Let me-
There's an
let me-
American one, there's a
because-
South African
The
one.
South African one.
Okay. Check to either YouTube or anywhere in platform. Check for Reason, you see the kind of genre.
He's in now.
Search for Sisu Alakai.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So from my perspective, I would say that he was wise. He started the
To
game.
create a different brand.
Yeah, because we have the lovers of Reason.
Mm-hmm.
Now he wants to tap to Amapiano. So
Branding.
what should I do? Should I
Rebrand
gamble with
the current market.
Exactly.
That's just like if NF, if Russ signed to a record label, it would be like, dude, you are the independent rapper.
Yeah.
And then now you're
Why
signing to a
are you
record label.
signing
What are
now?
you doing?
I saw that's the case. I saw that's the case. That we have the Reason for hip hop, and we have the Sisu Alakai for Amapiano.
Yeah.
For a different sound.
So now we have the Casper of hip hop. We have the
Casper of Amapiano and the Casper of Afropop.
I think
Baby girl.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's important to understand brand and understand the market, product.
Yeah.
Because look, a brand is a brand. Is what people say about you when you're not in the room. Whether or not you're selling rice or you're selling beans, you are. Look, brand is important in every game. Music, podcasting,
football.
soccer.
I can
Football.
talk it from the perspective of football. Here's the thing: we have I have the fortune of working with one of the football team
In Lesotho.
yeah,
Okay.
as a media officer. You see. So we have this new kid who was promoted from the development.
Okay.
He played under the number one goalkeeper of this country. So after departing after departing to Obi College in South Africa, he had the platform of now be the number one goalkeeper. So last week he had a kind of bad game, like you could say that, and it destroyed him. I would say, should I say it destroyed him? But
He lost. He's a little bit.
Yeah.
He's not as confident anymore.
So I had the fortune of sitting him down, now narrating it from the marketing perspective. You didn't have that much pressure. People didn't know about you. Now, after this bad gig you have the lack of erasing all that, because one thing you should learn about the way people see you, you do one bad thing, they talk. Many good things,
They don't say anything. Yeah,
Just like the South African goalkeeper.
So now,
he was under pressure in these finals.
take it from this perspective. People didn't know about you. You didn't have that good performance. Then almost everyone, you're almost an underdog in every game until you gain the because they're going to what should I say? He's going to have that progressive eye in front of the people. Okay, we thought he was bad. He's getting better. Now he's the best.
Yeah.
So that spotlight you have right now, use it to your advantage.
Exactly.
See.
Exactly. Because bad things are gonna happen, guys. Bad things are definitely gonna happen. You know, when we're talking about these brands thing, brands are very powerful. Very, very, very.
They
How you
literally
brand
are
yourself.
They are literally your fallback when marketing and advertising is no longer working.
Exactly. I watched you rebrand yourself.
How?
From
did I actually...
Mikey So Sweet.
I really don't want people to know about that.
There are people.
Nobody needs to know about that brand.
Exactly. But here's what's funny. Here's what's funny. I'm not gonna talk
It's
more
still on
about.
Spotify.
We're not gonna talk much about it, right? But I want to show you how powerful brands really are. Or there's yesterday when I was at work, when I was still working at Naledi, it was time for lunch.
I've seen you there.
Yeah, I work. Yeah, Naledi, I work there.
He has a business by there.
Yeah. So
Wait.
I'll talk about that.
we'll
Yeah.
talk about
I was we were going for lunch, my partner and I. So on that day we're gonna have magwenya and maotwana.
cakes.
Yeah. So when I was buying, we were buying drink
How do you
or
say
pop.
no?
Ne?
There are many ways for that.
Exactly.
A chicken leg.
Others go in one side.
Yeah. So
Our
I was going to.
audience is so lost right now.
I know we'll have subtitles, guys. We'll have subtitles.
yeah.
So I had to make a choice between buying. I was gonna buy what do you call this? The sachets of drink concentrate, the powdered concentrate. Drink up. You're saying drink up pop because that's the one we know.
Colgate.
Exactly. So when I was
That
there,
toothpaste.
I had 3 choices.
Oh, yeah.
There was the other one I don't know. I've seen it around, but I don't know it. There's this one which it's written juicy something. And then there's
Colorful.
There's also there's
And
drink
then
up pop.
there's the one we know.
The original. The original. So when the lady is serving me, I'm like,
Chappies.
right? And then she goes for one of them, and I'm like, no, I don't know that one. I want
the
like,
one.
the original one.
you understand?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how powerful
Branding is.
brand
Bro,
is.
Because in Africa, toothpaste is Colgate.
Yes.
All of them.
One-
Colgate, yes, and Sodai.
On that
You know.
case, bro. So I went to South Africa and visited my relative on that side. Then I ran out of date.
Yes.
Then
Muchachi.
bro,
This guy.
I was debating. Okay, I'm going to the touch shop to buy airtime. So what am I going to say when I get there? So, as I leave the house, I started practicing. I'm going to buy
Airtime.
Airtime.
Oh, yeah. When I got there,
Muchachi.
you know what? The thing is, the shopkeeper treated me as a sword. So
You were like, you
Yeah.
become,
Oh,
you
you
caught you
became-
off guard,
yeah.
you gave him a curveball, and then he
Yeah.
forgot about the practice
So-
he made.
then I told him, oh, and what are you going to buy? And he looked at me and said, I didn't understand the reason
Why
I
he didn't get it?
Why? Yeah. Why he was behaving that way? Yeah.
Unfortunately, he wasn't from the South. He was from Free State. I was at Galcon.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, and he was like, only then I realized that, oh, I'm not in Lesotho.
Imagine doing that in the UK. Imagine doing that in the UK, like, Yeah, I want what are you talking about, mate?
What will you do? Bro, then fortunately, since there are many Basotho located in that area, I think
She got the point.
I wasn't the first to make that mistake. So
he got the point.
I get you.
Oh.
So after doing that, then that's when it clicked. Oh.
Branding.
So how that's how
Everywhere in the
strong
world.
branding is.
Yeah.
You know, we can tell all these stories. I'm looking at the time. The podcast episode is about to reach the end. I'm trying to have that radio voice now. So the podcast episode.
You already have a radio voice. So
People were saying that when I was on this other radio
yeah,
station.
you already have a radio voice. Just let it be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's certain you participate until you make it.
Adrian.
Yeah. He already
Adrian sound.
does have a radio voice because he's confident when he's
Yeah.
My
So
mentor said, faith it until you make it.
yeah.
Not
fake
fake it. No. Faith
it.
until you make it. That you know him. Well, he knows him. You know, he knows. I think he does. Oh
Yeah,
he's
he's
that
dope.
guy. We're gonna have him on the pod in the future.
That would be dope. Yo.
He's that guy. He's him. He's that man.
Do you know that usually when I see him around, I'm like, yeah, this guy. This guy.
I wanna be that guy.
The presence. His presence.
He has the presence. I remember when we were at Pioneer Mall, and I was with Tumelo Matasa. Yeah, I was with Tumelo and in Pioneer Mall, in Lesotho, and then he was working in the mall, and then he greeted me like the, and Tumelo was like, "Whoa, who's this guy?"
Okay. Remember that
And I was
time?
so proud to say that he's my mentor.
Remember that time? I think he was. They were renovating.
We cannot mention the names. Well, we did.
Yeah, they were renovating a certain shop in the mall. So one guy came to you and said, "Are you the one in charge of?"
Oh, when they thought I was working on the project with them.
And you then came to them and said,
That guy is that guy.
I'd rather talk to you. So that you can
I remember that day. So they were like, there was this project they were doing at Masere Mall.
Exactly.
So they were renovating and rebranding and creating the spaces in this shop next to the bigger shop.
Yeah.
So this guy says, "Hey man, I wanna do business with your brand, and I want to know how do we do it?" And I'm like, "Why do you come to me like I thought you were the owner of the business that's doing this work?" I'm like, "No, that's the guy you gotta talk to." He was like, "Yeah, can't you do it for me?" I'm like, "No, you gotta go to him because that guy has presence, you know." And oh yeah, by the way, one of the reasons we do this podcast, it's not about the views really. It's not about the 1 million views, etc. Because I think it goes a long way to have content on the internet that actually counters terrible content we have out there. And I think when his presence on the pod is going to actually do that, and all the people that we have on the pod actually do that, because look, now I know that I can sell a business online. I didn't know that. Now I know I can be consistent on content, learn from Lungile. Now I know I can be a comfortable Christian doing great in the marketplace, and so that Adrian teach me that, you know. So I think it goes a long way, not necessarily about the content views, etc. I just have to say that because I feel like people asked me. We had another sponsor who said, "Yeah, but you don't have enough viewers."
Yeah,
and then I remembered what Tumelo said. He said, "If you have, you can have 1 million followers, but if I, Tumelo, create value in the marketplace, or I, Mr. Mashobane, create content that's valuable in the marketplace, it goes long way. It goes even a longer way than you with 1 million followers and you do comedy. And then I have 10,000 followers and I do valuable business content.
Yeah.
Who are you going to invest with? The comedian with 1 million views or followers, or the entrepreneur who gives value with 10,000 followers. As an investor, who are you going to invest with? You know.
Yeah.
So he said, it's better to have valuable followers than quantity versus quality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I actually learned it from two of our friends of the show. Lungile said quality over quantity.
Yep.
And then he's Tomelo said value over the quantity of people that you have.
And their intros. They have different impactful intros.
Oh.
Yeah.
Their intros.
The intros were cool.
And Tomelo buy a lot of black t-shirts, man. I'm trying. So Tomelo, if you're watching, I'm trying, man. I'll get more black t-shirts. But I love them graphic, but you know, I'll get there. And then Lungile, it has such a vibe to him when he introduces himself. He said,
Yeah.
I'm here because my brand is alive and well. That's such a curveball, because you'd say, I'm on Media Space Podcast because I'm a good content creator. I have done A, B, C, and D. I've done this and this and this and that and flex all day. But he said, I'm an alive and well brand.
Yep.
Which is cool.
There's something I picked on was that I can't remember the exact word, but you put excellence and me.
The one that we
thing?
did intro with.
Oh, yeah.
You put excellence and my name next to it, and I'm bigger than that.
Exactly.
Yo, what?
He said, you put excellence
And
and
name,
my brand next to it. I'm bigger than that.
I'm bigger than excellence.
Yo. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't there, so, but that's
I know it was
I
going to
was
hit you
here.
hard.
Believe in me, I was here.
It was silent in here. I was like,
No.
you could be a rapper, dude. You gotta step up your
punchline
game.
right there.
You gotta step up
I
your
was
game.
here.
You gotta watch out.
Then when I get at work, then I open view the podcast. Then have you ever had that thing that you
It now hits you hard
It-
the second
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
you think that maybe I wasn't there? But you know if you were there,
You were there.
you were even astonished by that. Oh,
What?
What did you just say?
Yeah.
Yo,
man.
yeah, that's powerful.
Man. It
That's
is.
powerful.
It is. And by the way, I'm learning how to do this podcasting thing, and I'm
We are
glad-
learning.
We are. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've realized, first podcast, I'm coming clean. I did a lot of interrupting our guests when they talk, and then the second podcast, I hopped. I did what do you call it? Topic hopping.
Yeah.
Like every topic I get into, if you talk about Sky, I'm like, yeah! And then I get into I forget the point.
Easily excited. Yeah.
And it was tricky. It was kind of tricky to track it, because here's the thing: we had different people with different
Energies.
not
Brand,
energy as
different
such,
personality.
with different things under the sleeve.
Uh-huh.
So every time he revealed, one of them revealed.
I go.
He gets
rogue.
excited.
I go rogue.
What? Let's talk about that.
Like literally the previous episode 3. Adrian told me, yeah, well, he was serious. He was like,
Calm as
I'm
calm.
a rapper and I'm being in the military, and I'm like, what? Being in the military? That's new.
Yeah.
And then we literally went from what kind of music you do to what does that look like? Being in the military, being a Christian, being a rapper, and it was really interesting. You should check out the episode. But yeah, we're learning, man, and it's a very exciting journey. Like I said, it's a very exciting journey because now I know how to do A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
Confidently, I can say I'm better than most podcasters because 1%. It's only 1% of podcasters that go through episode 1. So we are episode 4. So
Nah.
it's
That's
exciting.
something.
BK, do I give the last? Because if I give the last sentiments, we're done. What do you have to say about everything we've learned throughout the pod?
Everything that we learned. There's a lot. There's so much that we learned.
Yeah.
There's so much that we learned. I think in the first experience for me, it was the first time being in anything that looks like a radio or like this type of media.
Same.
Usually like him, I like being behind
created the
camera.
content, yeah.
Yes. So because this year I've also decided that I think it's time for me to be out there, more especially to stand on the brands that I'm also building.
Yeah.
There's a lot that I had to learn because I should say this, I don't really like being famous or popular.
Tumelo Matas.
Exactly, but it's also necessary to sell.
Yeah,
You
if
understand?
you are
It's-
out there, people are gonna buy your product.
Exactly.
It's
So
easier to buy into something that
You know.
that you see every day. Yeah.
In marketing, we always say people buy from people.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And we actually buy. People buy people buy people. They don't buy products.
Exactly.
They actually buy the person
We buy
selling.
Mark
Yeah.
Zuckerberg at the beginning. Now, it's
Yeah,
different,
yeah.
but we bought into Mark Zuckerberg, and now you're buying into Elon Musk, not necessarily X.
Exactly. So I think like all these experiences, I'm looking forward to the new people that we're gonna meet,
Yeah, we
because
have
from
amazing people.
everyone I can already tell. I missed only one episode.
Yeah, the first.
The first episode was beautiful. That's the one
Oh,
I was.
you were here.
Yes.
Oh, you
Lungile.
missed
That's
Lungile.
the one I
You
missed.
could have been here, man.
And already listening to you guys, I'm like, why was I like? I have that
Should've
FOMO. You
been
understand?
here.
So,
Yeah.
and then the last episode as well. It was like very beautiful. So what I'm learning is that there's so many personalities that are gonna come in here. So many brands.
We have TK Ntebe. We have Mrs. Metipadumo. We have Mrs.
Yes.
Motobi.
Okay.
She's a marketer, advertiser. She's an amazing personality too. She's so wholesome too.
So, like for example, today having a conversation with you is so different compared to having a conversation with them.
person.
Because I'm a co-host,
compared
guys.
to having a conversation
With a guest.
Oh yeah.
You understand? Because right now I'm a bit more free to like express.
because you have to come out as a professional. To
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
No, but next time we should just be light-hearted. By the way, if you're judging by my outfits, I always try to compare to match the energy of whoever we have on the pod. If you see me in a suit, please
Don't be
understand we
surprised.
have a lawyer on the podcast. But it's really exciting. I think that's it from the pod. But let's have Mr. Yes.
Okay, from my perspective, I think I should say I'm excited. We had like the caliber of personality we had in the previous episode. They made me so excited for the next
Episode.
What's coming? Like,
Yeah.
That's
So-
actually interesting.
Bro, the kind of personality we see, they are unboxed in the episode.
In every episode, we have a new character that they unlock on our podcast, which is amazing.
More like, should I say, being here in the podcast, you had that fortune of learning people,
Experiencing them.
the vibe. Let's apart from what we do beyond, just the presence, because the energy I have, it is different from the way the energy he has. Mr. Mashobane has. Same goes to you, Mr. BK. We have our different energy, but as we get together, you get to see that, bro. I think I need a tip of his energy to
achieve something or to get some.
Yeah. It's basically adopting what's good about you and making, adding to whatever that's good about me, and then making something even bigger than myself.
Oh yeah, and there's this thing that the caliber of people you hang around with, you should be very
Careful, because there's that say, agreeing with you, there's that saying that if you hang around 5 idiots, you are the sixth.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, that's it from the podcast. We are very excited for the next episode. Do hit us up on social media platforms and tell us who you want to know, who you want us to have on the podcast on the next episode. And go ahead and listen live next time if you are only getting into this space that we are in, the Media Space Podcast at Bigetwa.fm. Go to www.bigetwa.fm 104.0 www.bigetwa.fm.co.ls or watch and listen live to at Bigetwa.fm 104.0. Or if you want to learn anything about the podcast, go to our social media platforms. It's at the Media Space Podcast. everywhere on the internet. And thank you very much for watching and listening to the podcast. Do like, subscribe, and follow the podcast, and leave us a comment and like and share everything that we do here, and we really appreciate it, and do it for the algorithm and do it for us, and so that we can have bigger and better guests each and every time consistently. So far, and we have been doing well, and we need them back on the pod. Thank you very much for listening. See you next time. We are